Hola and welcome to your daily reading and new moon reading energy for today, July 14th. May this reading speak to your heart. I'm your host, Aku. Let's enjoy this message. Hola, mi gente. Welcome to this beautiful Tuesday. I'm looking forward to the message of today. These are some index cards of messages that I have wrote little messages here and there. And I kind of want to just start with that for today to kind of see the theme. I like to change things up here. We have here the number 2727. Yes, with the smiley face. Don't make fun of my drawing, okay? So whatever you're thinking about or whatever will be revealed today's message is going to have something along the lines around a yes, right? And it feels like a yes around like something that you're trying to like work towards, right? I'm just going to put that there on the side. All right. And I want to see what's on the bottom of this. What's on the bottom? We have 1212. Time in nature. The trees have a message for you. 1212 and 2727. So these are numbers to kind of look into. It could be significant to birthdays, time, the age. Maybe some of you are 27. December 12th, which we know is, you hear that loud truck? 1212 is a portal, right? And also it's like about 5 months from now, right? Today's the new moon in Cancer, and today's the 14th. So it's around, 5 months from now. So think about from here to then, what is it that you feel the message is going to be for you, right? Nature has a message for you. The trees have a message for you. And trees are really connected to ancestral wisdom, right? Ancestral wisdom. Did I show you the card? Again, don't make fun of my drawing. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. All right, so let's see what we have here. And I hope you enjoyed yesterday's message. I love that how much clarity was coming in yesterday. And even like throughout my whole day, I just felt a lot of different awarenesses. Some felt good, some not so good. And in the evening, I decided to do, in the evening into this morning, I decided to do a cord cutting, a candle cord cutting for myself. And it was very powerful to witness the flame, to witness what was happening. Um, Maybe I'll be able to share a little bit of the clip of that. I'm gonna see how the footage came out. So if you see it, that means I approved, and if you don't, it means it was no good looking. All right, so let's see. What's the message for today? I feel like focus, right? Like it wouldn't come out until like I focus on this specifically. The first card that comes up is the Nine of Cups in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse. There's something that, ooh, the Hierophant that came out yesterday, and it's in the upright, and it came out yesterday also in the upright, where it was around like some clarity as well. So the Nine of Cups is like getting, like when you have everything in order. All right. And as soon as I said everything in order, we got justice. Like, this is funny. Okay, we got the Justice card. Under that is the Six of Cups. Under that, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. And under that, we have the Page of Cups in reverse. Wow, that was loud. Sorry. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whatever it is that you're like thinking about or bringing to the surface, it's like there's almost like this instantaneous experience that is happening today. It's like we jumped some sort of portal energy where things were taking a long time to like surface, where now it's like in our face. And I feel like that plays into yesterday's message around like breaking through the illusions, right? It was finally breaking out of that and recognizing, where are you leaching your energy? Where is your leakage in your energy? Better said. And so the energy here is around like this divine justice, the Hierophant. These are the two major arcana cards that came up. And look, they're both again on thrones. And yesterday it was about like recognizing you're on your throne now. Like, this is your time. This is your time to shine. All right, let's see what we have at the bottom of the deck. Three of Cups in reverse. We have a lot of cups here. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Six of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Cups. Oh, they're all cups. I just realized that on this new moon in Cancer. Makes sense because Cancer is connected to the water element, and the cups represent the water element in this tarot. And the Three of Cups in reverse, mm. The Three of Cups in reverse is really addressing this, like, this isn't a time for like BS, right? This isn't just a time of social, oh, let me be social and let me just be careless. I'm not feeling that. There's a need to get laser focused on the things that came up for you this new moon and yesterday with the taking off the rose colored glasses, right? We took off a big chunk of the mystery that we've been saying. We've been lying to ourselves for some time, and it was coming from a place of pain. So this is not to blame, right? This is not blame, shame, pointing fingers. It's around, now I could finally move to the next level. And that's what this is talking about. And in order to do so, there's a need to take yourself serious. There's a need to realize, hey, I can't keep playing small anymore, and I can't keep hanging out with people who treat me like I am less than what I am, right? It's this breaking out of this mold, and a part of you is afraid. With this Knight of Cups in reverse, I see this here, and that Nine of Cups, there's like this fear, right? The Page of Cups, it's like this new insight has come in, this new awareness has come in, and now you kind of like don't know what to do. You're almost a little paralyzed. And what you're being called to do right now is to welcome the Hierophant energy, to welcome the divine justice, right? Also, the Justice card is connected to Libra, the Libra energy. And what is the Libra energy? It's about balancing the scales, it's about fairness. And it's time to now have fairness for yourself, right? And I feel like the way that you get that fairness, that receiving the divine message, is that slowing down, is talking to the ancient ones, right? Like, trees have been here for many, many years, many centuries, and they have seen generations of generations. They have stories, they have wisdom to share with us. And yes, that seems weird. Well, how am I going to hear the tree? Be present with the tree, right? Just look at it. Realize all the seasons that it's been through, yet it still stands. It has been here longer than us, right? Like our physical years of life. And this is about trusting in the wise one, right? The Hierophant, they got up there, they're in their place for a reason, right? Not because they paid their way there, right? Like, you can't pay yourself to divine justice. You can't pay your way there. You can't study your way there. You walk your way there. And what I mean by that is your persona, your way of being, the way that you see the world, the way that you take care of yourself, the environment, your loved ones. All of that is in this energy, right? With the Six of Cups, the Six of Cups can bring up this sense of like nostalgia, But what I see here is this woman talking to a child, and it feels like talking to the purity of yourself, the part of you before it was tainted. The part of you before it was tainted, the pure self of you, right? It's like a child that a baby, let's say for instance, when they're born and they're ready to eat, they cry. They don't care that you haven't slept. They don't care that you have a billion things. Their need is needed. They need to eat. They're not concerned around your emotions and your feelings and whether you like them at that moment. And this is kind of like that, returning to some version of that of yourself, right? Not like baby, but like the younger self of you is trying to override some of your experiences. And that's why we have all the other cups in reverse. The only cup that's in the upright is the Six of Cups. And so there's a part of your child self that is dictating how you're navigating your world right now. And the thing is, that child version of yourself does not have the maturity or the wisdom that you've gathered. Yet they have still some the divine connection because they're still in the purity. So there's something to look at, that balance between the two in the youth of who you are, right? With all these cups, right, is to visit the deep emotions. There's some emotions that are occurring for you that I'm feeling like they're coming from a wounded place. And I understand, we understand this. There is a inner knowing that, yeah, there is some pain. There was some maybe talking behind your back with this Three of Cups that really, now that it has been revealed because the illusion has been removed, it's kind of thrown things a little bit upside down. And what's required for you is to no longer be the minor, but to be the major, right? Like, meaning the minor arcanas, all of them except for the Six of Cups is in reverse. And the major arcanas in this deck are both in the upright. So it's this, also this message here where, can you hear that truck? It's horrible. um, where it's telling you to stand as the major character in your life, right? No more playing small, no more letting the child version of you that doesn't have the integration of the maturity now make the decisions for you, right? It's like if someone isn't answering your messages and your call, don't just jump to conclusions. Let it be. Let them breathe, right? And in that letting them breathe, also recognize what is happening here, right? Is it because they're trying to avoid? I almost stepped on him. He's under my feet. Is it that they're trying to avoid accountability with you, or is it that they're really genuinely just taking care of other things that are a priority, right? There's this need to see what is a priority for me, and to stop just making these new people, new experiences automatically take such a big role in my life, right? Like there's this need to see, like, I am the major in my life, not something outside of me, not someone outside of me. I am. We got the sushi master. Be grateful, be graceful in movement and action. Be graceful. Graceful in movement and action. Yet you see his hands are up and ready to defend, right? It's like I can be in my energy. I can move with gracefulness, but authority, right? It's not like it's right. There's this strength in the movement, Yeah, it's not to overpower, but it's just to waken the movement in your body. And I believe yesterday we also talked about this energy being trapped up here, the emotions. So I can feel that the rest of this week is about dealing with the body and releasing that emotion. We got the oracle. What does it say? Wait for important information. And you see, like, she's burning some incense and she's taking her time to gracefully, like, just witness the smoke. And yesterday or this morning, when I was doing the candle cutting of cords, energy with past lovers of mine, because that was what I was feeling called to, and this energy is for that, right? I saw a lot of movement, right, in the flame, in the smoke. As you see here, I'm always burning or making sure that it's lit, right? Because I see the message, I see the cleansing, and that gives something to the message. And so there's something around waiting for the information. And in your waiting, you're not just waiting and washing dishes. You're not just waiting and taking care of the kids. You're waiting with focus. You're waiting in your body because spirit speaks to us within our heart. And then there's like a travel that comes up, and then you feel the awareness in your mind, but it comes in through the heart, the vibrational frequency. And a lot of us don't know how to listen to the heart. We just know when it hurts. That's the time we pay attention. Oh, it feels so painful. Ugh. Right? And it's because for a long time we haven't listened that there's a lot of pain unless something really just happened that was painful, right? Unexpected death, an accident, you see something that's like horrible, your heart starts to race. But in truth, it's about waiting in purpose. Everything is about the purpose, right? The divine justice. With this justice card, you see she has in one hand the divine scales and then in the other hand a sword, right? And the thing with that is like, I'm not afraid to draw my sword if I need to. Swords is words, it's action. It's not full action, but it's like the words with action, right? And that's with this graceful and movement and action. It's like having your action with purpose. What are you putting most of your energy in? And start seeing, is it in alignment with your purpose? Or are you just handling life, right? Let's take out one more card from here. There's this need to like, and there's a slowdown, but the slowdown is with purpose. And that came up last week and it's still coming up. And I feel like it's going to come up for a while because it's not just a one day act, it is a lifestyle integration, a lifestyle integration of the conversation with the spirit. And that requires you to be more in tune with yourself. There's a slowness with purpose, right? Our ancestors don't interrupt us. They won't. They speak to us when we open the portal for them to speak, right? It's like anyone that has a true knowing of their being. They don't interrupt. They wait for the opportunity to present itself to share because they know if they interrupt, it's not going to be taken. It's not going to be received correctly. And you've had this experience where you kind of have to wait. Let's say, like a friend, you see them, they keep doing the same thing, right? Like maybe in a relationship, they keep going back to the same partner, and you're like, I'll listen. And then finally they come to you and they say, I think I've learned my lesson. I don't think this person is for me. And then there is the moment where you said, I've been waiting to hear this from you. I've been wanting to say this for a long time, but you needed to come along it yourself because if I told you, you would stop talking to me. And let me tell you, I have this experience a lot. I had to learn to stay quiet because I will be truthful and saying, oh, this isn't good for you. That person isn't treating you right, right? And the person that I'm telling because I care about them and I love them gets mad at me and ostracizes me. And then later on comes back and says, you were right. Right. And I don't really like that part when the people come back, oh, you were right. I just more like when they say that, I'm like, I'm glad you finally realized because it was painful witnessing you going through that. It's not for me to be right, but it's I said it because I'm coming from a place of like, I don't want to continue seeing you in this pain. And I don't think you're recognizing the full cost of what this is doing to you. Right. And I also realized that in my own life. And that's why I was doing some cord cutting last night because I also have been in relationships and connections with individuals where I was not taking care of myself. I was not listening. I kept trying to make it work. I kept giving them I kept letting them come up with whatever excuse as long as there was an excuse. I let them continue to lie to me even though I knew it, but I didn't know how to not to be the one to say you're lying. Like, why don't you just be truthful? I did not know how to do that then. Right? I know how to do that now. Right? And it's not an easy thing at times, especially if you don't want to hurt the person or you really like that person. You're like, shit, then I have to I have to now say this because they don't respect me. Right? They're using my kindness now. They're lying. That's not good. Right? So there is this need to have that, to put yourself as the major in your life, that major character in your life, where you are honoring yourself in every decision. And when there is a reflection that is not honoring you, that you have the strength to do the divine justice, to say what needs to be said with that sword. And whatever you say, even if that person is like, no, or you're over exaggerating, or you always make things about you. Yeah, my life is about me. My life is my responsibility. And if I see you diggling and daggling me and placing a carrot over my head and having me chase it, I'm going to speak up. I need to. I need to shift my actions with you, right? Let's see what we have here. Stargazer, ah, set your sights higher. Again, talking like talking about setting ourselves higher, right? It's like we've been dealing with individuals who are really like not taking us serious. And there's this realization around that. Oh, I think my lighter's giving up. No. All right, here we go. There's an importance of seeing beyond. It's like I need to set my standards higher because I am of value. I am the Hierophant. I'm the divine justice, right? I'm not this little girl or little boy running around, right? Like making these decisions. I'm an adult. I am meant to honor myself and take responsibility for myself and my life, which means I'm not going to allow anyone, anything to come in that is going to throw me off my path, right? I for some time there allowed myself to get thrown off my path. And now I'm catching up with myself. And there has been lots of tears of when I recognize this in myself and I'm like, I have purpose. And my purpose is not to chase after someone who just does not care and does not want to be there. They just want to take. right? And my childhood wound gets activated of abandonment because now I have to walk away. And that's the thing that needs to be seen, is that that feeling of fear around walking away is not really about the present moment. It's about an unhealed wound that you're carrying, and it was given to you. It was a wound given to you because the adults in your world when you were a child made sure that you remembered you were a child and they were adult. They made sure that you knew that whatever they said goes, even if it made no sense, right? Like that their will was over yours. And that as a child really made you feel neglected. And then on top of that, the only way you received love was when you gave of that of yourself when you didn't want to, right? It's like, in order, the only way I can get love is by allowing myself to connect with this unstable adult. And now I'm an adult, and I now see that my partner or whoever I'm attracted to or I'm engaging with is like the parent that I had or guardian. Yet, and my old programming would be to try more, to try more. And the growth is not to try more, it's to stand on the throne and recognize you're not for me. I deserve better. I'm setting my sights higher. I'm going to have standards. And my standards are not impossible. It's not doing backflips off of a building. My standards is you honor my autonomy, you're respectful towards me, you show interest, I show interest, right? Like real true things is not things that are impossible, but because you never had it before, it feels really scary to ask for it. And then those around you are like feeding off of your inability to stand up for yourself and your insecurity around not like wanting to be wanted and needed. They're feeding off of that, and they know that, so they know they could breadcrumb you, right? Give you very little. They'll just say the words with no action. They'll call you for a week straight and then disappear and say, oh, this and that. And then you're like, okay. And then they fix it for a little bit and then you go back. And the same thing and the same cycle repeats and repeats and repeats. And I was addicted to that. And that sort of behavior, it really creates a disturbance in the brain. It really creates trauma in the brain. And once you have a trauma brain, the way you see the world is altered. And a part of that alteration can be very detrimental to moving forward because you will pause every time you're gaining something instead of continuing the momentum, right? And so this is what we got to start working through and recognizing, hey, I have some trauma brain. I have some trauma brain, right? And as such, I'm going to take care of myself, but I'm not going to let that be an excuse no more, right? That's why I'm learning. That's why I'm teaching myself. That's why I get the help. That's why, and you fill in the blank. For me, it's really connecting with my spirit. It has really helped. And there has had to be a lot of unraveling because I got to a point that when I try to knock on the door of my heart, I literally heard the child version of me say, get out of here. Don't knock on my door. Like I heard that internally. I freaked out. And that was back in 2020. That was in 2020. And I never really spoke about that with anyone. I'm saying it like publicly right now. And I'm like a little shy about it. But that was a really true thing. And I remember how much pain I felt in my heart and in my whole body when I had that moment, because I was like, what do I do here? And I try to go inward, and which I hadn't done for a while because I had neglected myself to be with people, to try to get loved and all this stuff. When I fell into that and I felt that, that was so hard and painful. And it took me a while to rehear my voice. Because after that, I couldn't hear no more because I literally told myself, no, get out of here. I don't like, no. And there was so much anger and so much rage inside of my heart. And I'm happily to say that I've transmuted a lot of that. I'm not saying I'm perfect. There's still some wounds in there, I'm sure, right? That's why I continue to do my healings and my sanaciones and my prayers and my cord cutting and my candle blessings and water blessings and walks in natures and talking to the birds and listening to the trees and paying attention to what's going on and sending out healing energy, asking my ancestors to walk with me, and if they have unresolved energies within them, that they also take this time to heal as I'm healing, because I am their daughter, I am them, right? And so there's this like recognition of who you really are and our place right now. And it's scary in this world right now. There has been some really horrible injustices done, right? And I'm not going to get into it here, but I know you know what I'm talking about. There has been people killed just because of the way they look and where they come from, and who gives that authority to do that. And it's so disgusting, right? It really is disgusting, and it brings up a little bit of sadness and anger within me. But I try to transmute that because I don't want to feed into the anger. I don't want to fuel more anger. What I want to do is fuel the spaces of healing, because that's what we're needing. We're needing the healing. We're needing the slowdown, right? Like, that is the truth here. So this is quite an interesting read. I feel like this is one, again, like my other readings, that you can dilute for a while, right? Like, you can really sit in this energy for more than a day, right? But overall, this is about putting yourself in the place where it is always meant to be. You were always meant to be the master of your life, the main character of your life. You're not a bystander of your life. You are the main character. And it is time you treat yourself as such. And as the main character of your story, what will you now do with that? And if anyone's not making you feel like a main character, they're making you feel like a sub, like some background noise, you know what you do to that? You silence that. You say no, no, and you walk away. You don't need to try to justify it. Don't try to get them to see your side. I'm telling you, I've had this conversation with people. I've still recently had this conversation, and I in the conversation I'm like, this is pointless to me, right? Because it's like they will be what they need to be, and that is fine. And I will be what I need to be, which is the main character of my life. And I take full responsibility. And for those who cannot honor who I am, I gladly move away, right? I do not need to try to waste any of my time here proving anything to someone. I'm here to share and commune what I do have with those who are ready to also share and commune with me, right? So this is about that, right? Like the healing messages, I love them, right? Wait for the information. And the waiting, remember, is not about you being occupied while you wait. No, this is focus, right? When you're doing your rituals, you stay there and you sit and you listen. You feel what you need to feel. Don't start wandering into other things. Then you're not present. It's kind of like the way when I was shuffling the cards. Until I focused on the card did not show up. As soon as I said, oh, what is it? Boom, the Nine of Cups flipped out and it was in the reverse, right? Where it's like, I'm not focused. And you need to focus on what's in front of you. Whatever you want to grow, that is what you focus on. If you don't want something to grow, do not focus on that. right? And also, don't use your will against someone else's. It never works, right? If it's like, oh, I really want this person, I'm sorry, that doesn't work. Okay? What you're gonna do is hurt yourself in the meanwhile. Okay? And even if it's coming from a beautiful place where it's like, oh, they could really use someone like me because I'm so positive and they got so much going on in their life and they're always busy, and no, then that's not for you. Because you are so worthy of more than that. Really, truly. All right, my beautiful gente, thank you for being here with me. Remember to book your complimentary call at my website, soylamedicina.com. And from my heart to yours, de mi corazón hasta la tuya. Take care of you. Remember, you are the master of your life. Ciao.